Hello, it's Sam from Threads of My Life here. I thought I would make a little video about how I put together my Concertina sketchbooks. I've got some new scraps from a project that I'm working on, and I thought now is probably a good time to put them into a sketchbook so I don't lose them. I hope you enjoy. So this is how I make my Concertina sketchbooks. I find working in a regular sketchbook quite tricky. It's one of those things, it's so precious and nice, but working on little scraps of paper, and this is some really lovely watercolour scraps. It's got a decollage, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not, but it's just nice to work on. There's no pressure. If it goes wrong, I don't have to include it. But these are ones I've been working on with my Desire Lines project, which is my current train of thought. So just thinking about how I was doing this with my eyes shut, like marking and stitching, and then letting ink, this is oat gall ink, drip down the page. This is a little bit I've stitched onto one of the pieces of paper, and again just seeing where the thread ends up with my eyes shut and quite loosely. I like that one. And then again, this is another, I think I blew this one, so I put a drop of ink there and then blew it. I was hoping it would go up this way, but its Desire line went this way, and that's fine. And then this was holding the very, very tip of a pen and drawing straight lines. I quite like that as well, just the way that my hand was moving along the paper and the ripples in the paper were making the pen move. Yeah, that worked quite well. So what I have is my few scraps of paper to start off with, some clips, some scissors. I've got some scraps of, it's a bit of an actual sketchbook page that I've just started cutting, and I'm using Pritt stick for this one, but that's just because I quite like the way it sticks the paper. When you're doing these Concertina books, you have to be careful as how they're going to be folded. I don't particularly have a strict order that these are going in, but we'll see. We'll just see how we go. And we'll start with this fold here. I want that to fold, and I get my piece of cartridge paper and glue it as well as I can, and then that was the bit that I wanted where the fold to be. Clip it in place, and then that will hopefully stick, and that will be the first. The next one I think will be this. So I don't want it that way because otherwise it will be on the back, so I have to bend it back on itself, and I'm happy with that there. Or am I? Yes. And again, another bit of paper. I mean, you could cut these with precision and accuracy, or you could just use scraps that you've snipped, and that's okay either way. And clip that one in place as well. And I have covered over some of that, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me at all. This one. Now, which way up was this? 1, 2, 3. It's all a thinking process. I'm going to go this way up. So I want my fold to be here. And you can see, because I'm working with scraps like this, there is a size difference. I'm not going to let that bother me too much. It's part of this unique little sketchbook that will come into being. What's nice about these is that once you've stuck them, you can add more pages as and when, or you can then use the back of the pages, and yeah, it's all good. I'm just going to show you how I measure this super accurately. I just line up my paper draw a line, and all by eye, because these are handmade, they don't have to be completely perfect. I'm just going to see what's the sort of fold size I want. Oops, it's a bit wonky, maybe make that a little bit straighter. There we go. There. And that, whoops, super slippy glue will go, oops, here. Now, let's just double check that way, and then I'm going to go this way. That should, when that's dry, that should work really nicely. I've got another example here. Let that dry now. And that should take a little bit to dry, but then I can add to it as and when. This is the one I made with my Garlic Lane project. Same principle. This was with cartridge paper that I cut from a A3 sketchbook. But it's just really lovely that you can then, I have added some fabricy bits in here. You can see my obsessive mark making. A little bit more stitching. That's with the charcoal and chalk paints that I've made. Stitching different bits down. But it's just nice that you can put all these bits together and make them as long as you like. I will put a cover on this one once it's done, and I will definitely be adding more pages. I've got a few here that I can come back to, but there's no pressure, and it will be what it will be, and that makes me happy. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.